Come on in and close the door. Diddy splits. He has birds to be Trump's coup at his bunkum friends. Okay. You can't make up people. Do you know what's amusing about it? Haza? Him are coming out here in full force. Here's what I believe Diddy is unaware of everyone. Diddy and his group are simply humiliating themselves. Even those they are compelled to hang out with. Shame. Even that stupid interview with TD Jake. It's embarrassing. The most amusing aspect of T is desperate and will stop at nothing to get what he wants. We must get started on this, don't we? I'll be live later to offer you all some tea. According to Mark Gargo, if Diddy is pardoned, he will start to support Trump. Let me play the footage for those of you who haven't heard it, and then we'll start talking. Wait a moment.
Pledge allegiance to Donald Trump in return for a pardon.
I think you want to know the truth. I think yes. And do you know why? I don't know that it would be like a fealty oath or anything else. I think, having done this for 40 some odd years, what happens to people when they go through a criminal case? I've watched it. I can't remember the last time that a client didn't say to me after a criminal case, how do you do this for a living? How do you go through this? I remember...
All right, Mark Gargo, I know I must interrupt first. They seem to be inquiring about your soul. I believe they want to know how you sleep at night and how you live with yourself. I'm not sure, but I don't think they're specifically asking for political affiliations. I have never been incarcerated. Wait a moment. Additionally, I cannot pay for your services. However, I believe that's where they're heading. Let's continue.
Saying they've made a caricature of me. The prosecutors have. There's something about that fraternity of people who have been accused and have gone through the process that gives you an affinity. And it would not surprise me to hear Sean say, I now get it. I understand it. And I was wrong then. And I don't know that I would say he's pledging loyalty, but I think he would probably say, I now get what he went through.
Well, I'm really perplexed since, yes, I'm interrupting once more. We will discover that I am really perplexed. The SDNY is run by Trump's Republican associate. The majority of prosecutors are Republicans, as are the majority of police enforcement. Thus, if you intend to what do these individuals receive when they vote Republican? What I'm trying to imply is that, similar to what Mark Agnello said, people were cheering Diddy on when he arrived home. But when he returned to the jail, he abruptly fell asleep since he had nearly been assaulted. What Mark Garagos is saying, and how it relates to the price of China are both completely perplexing to me. It sounds like a lie, sounds like deceitful behavior. Diddy seems to want his money to work, so he has them working hard and selling in an effort to get out. Once more, as much as Diddy's crew believes, it's almost a given that he will be forgiven. Diddy isn't behaving that way. Diddy is behaving as if he is doing all within his power. It sounds like Trump wants him to take a knee. I'll admit that. And I'll say this. If you want Trump to pardon you, Diddy, you need to plead a little more. He wants to witness your complete humiliation. Not Mark Gargo. But now that he's on the other side, I believe he understands. Therefore, I believe he is aware of what Trump is going through. Trump is currently up 5,000, baby. Diddy has a negative 5,000 as well. They are not interchangeable. Additionally, after the conclusion off day, and this is what I want to discuss later. What good is Diddy, even if he could change teams? Who plans to attend a Diddy rally? To begin with, I believe that half of Diddy's supporters have never cast a ballot and will not. Furthermore, if they cast a ballot, it is obvious that they are illogical. Consequently, they will accept the worst possible outcome. The worst thing will be taken by them. I believe they chose the worst candidate. If they were casting ballots, we now see the have-nots without brains and the half with brains at the end of the day. Furthermore, it makes no difference to me how much money you have in your account. How well known you are doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested. It indicates that there is a problem with your logic system. Those who would have adopted Diddy's voting advice and followed him. Let's continue. We may return to that later. Wait a moment.
Would I be jumping to conclusions to think that there wasn't a discussion about how Diddy would speak of the president in return for a pardon?
Well, I don't know that there's ever been that discussion. I can't go that far, but I
Oh,
would
really?
not. I would, but it would not.
For those of you listening, Mark just smiled.
All right, Mark simply grinned. We understand that, but may I include this as well? What on earth does Diddy still believe he is? Listen to me, please. Does Trump require a raccoon or a cuckoo? He requires a raccoon. Silk and Diamond are not present. I hope they find peace. However, I hope you rest in peace. However, he need a raccoon. He requires a companion. And I suppose he believes that there aren't enough raccoons on the present squad. I'm not sure. Because this is the problem. Let's take it back. Is Trump in need of a raccoon? He has really well-respected individuals on his side. In other words, Diddy is offering his services as Donald Trump's raccoon. However, who in heck does Diddy believe him to be? Out of everyone who may be able to effectively mobilize and vote because of Trump? Out of everyone who could grant CL mercy when everyone is paid up, he won't receive a third term, in my opinion. Why would Trump need Diddy out of all the things he needs? What is to be mobilized? What? Such as, for what purpose does he require Diddy? To encourage voting. Trump has decided not to run for a third term. For what purpose? I'm kissing his niceties. Diddy is such a jerk. He has such a repulsive name. And just like who would attend a Madison Square Garden performance, who in the world would get together and attend a Diddy rally? Additionally, and don't get me wrong, I mean, the poor, the sad, and the individuals who are just plain washed up in life. By poor, I mean those who are morally and spiritually bankrupt. Consider it. These individuals who are publicly endorsing Diddy are folks Diddy would never hang out with or invite to a Diddy party. Furthermore, because Diddy is young, they won't stand next to him even if he leaves. Diddy is attractive. Diddy want to be like youthful Miami. He's not interested in becoming old. He's not interested in mammies, is he? Diddy is interested in Aaron Pierre and those Mustafas because, really, right? He desires Aaron Pierre. He desires a pair of nippy hupsels. Wants some. You know, not only for Diddy's girls, but for his parties as well. You see what I mean when I ask why he would want an old washed-up man to attempt to like him? Why would he want these individuals who couldn't even afford to enter? Again, Diddy would never even spit on those who are rooting for him. Once more, Diddy reiterated similar things about the people he wanted around him. My point is that Diddy has a large following of losers who back him up on all fronts. Trump is much harsher about who he chooses to surround himself with. Who might Diddy invite to the table that Trump would even want present? Trump went completely crazy. What will Diddy contribute to the discussion? And what black folks, as he is attempting to take advantage of everyone that is behind Diddy, he is now attempting to use your support to vote for causes that might not be in your best interests. It doesn't even matter because he doesn't care about it anymore. Let's round up all the blackies immediately, Trump would remark. He may remark, let's gather them all up and push them up now. Diddy wouldn't give a damn. All he wants is to go. Therefore, in order to escape again, you are prepared to heedlessly back individuals who may or may not be in your base's best interests. Who is being duped by this? Who is Diddy's follower? With the exception of these losers who didn't cast ballots. Additionally, if they cast a ballot, they have already done it in a wrong manner, since they make poor choices based on who they favor. Furthermore, they conclude by noting that it's not because he merely wants to. He would swear loyalty forever, because he understood that it was unjust when federal prosecutors were pursuing Trump, and that he now understood what it was like to be under Diddy, all right? But why would Trump pardon you now if you weren't with him when he was down? Is it even a justification? I'm really perplexed by this, everyone. I see the degenerates out here acting like idiots. Although I have no idea what Diddy is doing, I am aware that it is quite humiliating. Take a listen to these quotations. It's just embarrassing. Do they not feel ashamed? In a strange manner, he really stated that Diddy and Trump now share a certain kinship. Both guys have grievances against the federal prosecutors who brought criminal charges against them. Can someone please assist me with this again? Trump is the President of the United States, as you are aware. He is in charge of everything. He brought the kingdom's kings, completed it. We can trust your naive jail pleadings as you sit here eating maggots for lunch and breakfast. What on earth? Pay attention. What on earth is happening? I think this is crazy. Diddy's group is making a fool of themselves. Take a listen to this further quote. There is a unique connection. Is Trump aware of that? He stated that after being found not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking, he is awaiting sentence on a couple prostitution charge if he is pardoned. It wouldn't be shocking if Diddy began to back Trump. But even if Diddy were to back Trump, who would? Cast a ballot. Voting is not done by Diddy's personnel. I'm only stating, this is really sad. Listen. And to be honest, I believe Trump is dealing with Justine Maxwell enough. We shall see. But I fail to see how he will return to Diddy. We'll see. In any case, listen up. I'll be going live and discussing this. But before I do, please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'll speak with everyone later.